Today we will discuss next topic, matrices. So, in this topic today we will discuss basic definitions, just review of matrices. Okay. So, definition of matrix. The definition of matrix is a set of mn numbers, a set of mn numbers, and these mn numbers may be real or complex. So, a set of mn numbers arranged in the form of a rectangular array having m rows and n columns is called an m by n matrix, and to be read as m by n matrix. So, a set of mn numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on n numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 n numbers. So, total numbers mn, m multiplied by n, total numbers mn. So, a set of mn numbers, and these numbers may be real or complex and arranged in the form of a rectangular array, this rectangular array, okay, having m rows. M rows means first row, second row, third row and mth row, and n columns, first column, second column and so on, nth column is called m by n matrix. So, as m by n matrix is usually written as A is equal to A11, A12, A1n, A21, A22 and so on, A2n and so on. Last row is AM1, AM2 and so on, AMN. So, in compact form, the above matrix, this matrix is represented by A is equal to Aij m by n. So, Aij m by n, m rows and n columns, right, or simply by Aij m by n, or simply Aij m by n, where I varies from 1 to m, 1, 2, 3 and so on m, and j varies from 1, 2, 3 and so on up to n. Okay. So, where I varies from 1 to m and j varies from 1 to n. So, this one is the basic definition of matrix. So, what is matrix? A set of mn numbers arranged in the form of a rectangular array having m rows and n columns is called an m by n matrix. So, here you can see I varies from 1 to m. So, I changes, in this direction j changes 1, 2, 3 and so on, right. So, n columns. So, first column, second column, third column and so on, first row, second row, third row and so on. Okay. And this matrix is nothing but m by n matrix. Okay. Now, next definition is elements of a matrix. How you can define elements of a matrix? The numbers A11, A12 etc. of this rectangular array. The numbers A11, A12 and so on of this rectangular array are called elements of the matrix. So, these numbers are known as elements of the matrix. And the element Aij means this element belongs to ith row and jth column, ith row and jth column, and is sometimes called ijth element of the matrix. So, this one is the 1/1th element of the matrix, 133 elements of the matrix, 32 element of the matrix. Okay. So, ijth element of the matrix. Thus, in the element Aij, the first suffix I will always denote the number of rows. First suffix I will always denote the number of rows, and second suffix j always denotes the number of columns in which the element occur. Number of columns in which the element occurs. And in a matrix, the number of rows and columns need not be equal. Need not be equal. It may be equal, but need not to be equal. Now, then we will discuss special types of matrices, and we know all these things regarding what is square matrix, what is rectangular matrix, what is column matrix, what is row matrix and like these. Okay. So, today we will discuss all these fundamental definitions of matrices. So, we have special types of matrices, and first one is square matrix. So, what is square matrix? An m by n matrix for which m is equal to n. This means the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. So, when the number of rows is equal to the number of columns, then that matrix is called a square matrix of order n, a square matrix of order n, and it is also called an n-rowed square matrix. Clear? So, thus in a square matrix we have same number of rows and columns. What is diagonal elements? The elements aij of the square matrix. So, we have a square matrix and the elements aij of the square matrix, A is equal to aij m by n, for which I is equal to j, that is the elements a11, a22, a33 and so on a(n). So, these are diagonal elements, are called diagonal elements of the matrix A, and line along which they lie is called principal diagonal, like this. The line along which they lie, this line, the line along which they lie is called principal diagonal of the matrix. So, for example, the matrix A is a square matrix of order 4, right? The elements 0, 3, 1, 2 constitute the principal diagonal of this matrix. This constitute the principal diagonal of this matrix. The next definition, what is unit matrix? Unit matrix is a square matrix. Again, important point is a square matrix, each of whose diagonal elements is 1. Diagonal elements. A square matrix, each of whose diagonal elements is 1 and each of whose non-diagonal elements are 0. Non-diagonal elements are 0 is called a unit matrix or an identity matrix and is denoted by capital I. So, In will denote the unit matrix of order n. Symbolically, a square matrix A is equal to Aij is a unit matrix if Aij is equal to 1 when I is equal to j, and this result is equal to 0 when I is not equal to j, means non-diagonal elements, okay, 0 and diagonal elements 1. Okay. A square matrix, each of whose diagonal elements is 1 and each of whose non-diagonal elements is equal to 0 is called a unit matrix or an identity matrix. For example, I4 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. So, all these elements are 1 and all non-diagonal elements are 0. Okay. Similarly, I3 is this, I2 is this, are unit matrices of order 4, 3, 2 respectively. So, this one is the definition of unit matrix, and this matrix is also known as identity matrix. Next definition, what is null matrix? So, the m by n matrix, whose elements are all 0, is called null matrix or 0 matrix. So, this null matrix is also known as 0 matrix of the type m by n. Okay. So, it is symbolically denoted by capital O or more clearly by OM by n. Often a null matrix is simply denoted by the symbol 0, read as 0. Okay. So, this one is the example of null matrix of 3 by 5 order, and this one is the example of null matrix of order 3 by 3. Okay. So, are 0 matrices of the type 3 by 5 and 3 by 3 respectively. Okay. So, this one is a null matrix. Now, next definition, row matrix and column matrix. So, what is row matrix? Row matrix means having single row. Okay. So, M is 1, right. So, any 1 by n matrix which has only one row and n columns is called a row matrix or a row vector, right. And any m by 1 matrix which has m rows only one column is a column matrix or a column vector. So, for example, this one is a matrix of order of 1 by 4, only one row. So, this matrix is row matrix of the type 1 by 4, and the matrix this of order 3 by 1 means only one column, right. So, this one is a column matrix of type 3 by 1. Okay. So, these are simple examples of all these special type of matrices. Now, next definition, submatrix of a matrix. What is submatrix of a matrix? Any matrix obtained from a given matrix by omitting some rows and columns is known as submatrix of a matrix A. Okay? So, let us consider any matrix obtained by omitting any matrix obtained by omitting some rows and columns from a given m by n matrix A is called submatrix of A. The matrix A itself is a submatrix of A. Reason is it can obtain from A by omitting no rows and no columns. Okay. For example, this matrix is a submatrix of the matrix A. Reason is this and this 1 2 3 0 2 1 by omitting second row and by omitting this and this. Okay. By omitting this row and this column. Okay. So, this matrix is a submatrix of the matrix A because it can be obtained from A by omitting second row, this second row, right, and the fourth column, So, any matrix which can be obtained from a given matrix by omitting rows and columns is known as submatrix of a matrix A. Principal matrix of a matrix, next definition. Principal submatrix of a matrix. A square submatrix of a square matrix A. A square submatrix of a square matrix A is called principal submatrix if its diagonal elements are also the diagonal elements of the matrix A. And principal submatrices are obtained by only by omitting corresponding rows and columns. Okay. So, if we have given a square matrix of order 4 by 4 and if we delete fourth column and fourth row, you will get again a square matrix. Okay. And in that square submatrix, the elements lying in the principal diagonal are also the elements of the matrix A. Okay. Next one is equality of two matrices. How you can define this term, equality of two matrices. Now, two matrices A and B are said to be equal if these two properties are satisfied. So, first one is they are of the same size, means same size 3 by 4, then second again 3 by 4, 4 by 2, second again 4 by 2. Okay. So, they are of the same size, and second, the elements in the corresponding places of the two matrices are the same. The elements in the corresponding places of the two matrices are the same. That is, Aij is equal to Bij for each pair of the subscripts I and j. Then we can say that these two matrices are equal. So, if two matrices A and B are equal, then we can write A is equal to B. If two matrices A and B are not equal, then we can write A is not equal to B. And if two matrices are not of the same size, then they cannot be equal. So, all these remarks are very, very important. Okay. For example, this one, are the following matrices are equal? We have given A and matrix B. The matrix A is of type 4 by 3, okay, and the matrix B is of the type 4 by 3. So, they are of the same size. Also, the corresponding elements of A and B are equal, hence A is equal to B. So, this one is equal to this one, this 3 is equal to this 3, this minus 1 is equal to minus 1, this 2 is equal to 2, and so on. Okay. So, the corresponding elements of A and B are equal. Okay. So, the elements in the corresponding places of the two matrices are same, means Aij is equal to Bji, then we can say that these two matrices are said to be equal. Next definition is addition of matrices. Let A and B be two matrices of the same type m by n. Then their sum, to be denoted by A plus B, is defined to be the matrix of the type m by n, obtained by adding the corresponding elements of A and B. Symbolically, if A is Aij m by n, B is Bij m by n, then A plus B is Aij plus Bij m by n. So that A plus B is also a matrix of the order of the type m by n. Okay. And more clearly, we can say that if A is this, B is this, then A plus B is this. Just add corresponding elements of these two matrices. First one is this A11 plus this plus this, A12, B12, this plus this, and corresponding elements you can add. Okay. So, that one is the addition of matrices. Okay. If A is equal to this, B is equal to this, then you can calculate A plus B, very simple form. Okay. So, you have already discussed all these basic definitions in +2. Okay. Next one is, what are the properties of matrix addition? Matrix addition is commutative. Commutative means if A and B are two m by n matrices, then A plus B is equal to B plus A. So, matrix addition is commutative. Okay. And you can prove all these properties with the help of definition, with the help of basic definition of these matrices and addition of matrices. Now, second property is matrix addition is associative. This means if A, B, C are three matrices and each of the type m by n, then A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So, matrix addition is associative. Existence of additive identity. If O be m by n matrix, each of whose elements is 0, then A plus O is equal to A is equal to O plus A. So, O is additive identity. So, if you add O matrix here, you will get again the same matrix for every m by n matrix A. Okay. Now, one more property, existence of additive inverse. So, how you can define this term, negative of a matrix. Okay. So, let A is equal to Aij m by n. Let A is equal to Aij m by n. Then the negative of the matrix A is defined as the matrix minus Aij m by n, minus Aij m by n, and is denoted by minus A. Clear? Minus A. So, that one is the negative of the matrix A. Now, next one is subtraction of two matrices. How you can subtract two matrices. Okay. So, if A and B are two m by n matrices, again m by n matrices, then we define A minus B is equal to A plus minus B. Thus, the difference A minus B is obtained by subtracting from each element of A the corresponding element of B. Okay. That one is the subtraction of two matrices. Now, fifth property of addition of matrices is cancellation law holds good in case of addition of matrices. This means if A, B, C are three m by n matrices, then A plus B is equal to A plus C is equal to B plus C. So, you can cancel this. A plus B is equal to A plus C, this means B is equal to C, or B plus A is equal to C plus A, this means B is equal to C. So, this means cancellation law holds good in the case of addition of matrices. The next definition, multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Let A be any m by n matrix and K be any complex number called scalar. Let A be any m by n matrix and K any complex number called scalar. The m by n matrix obtained by multiplying every element of the matrix A by K. By multiplying every element of the matrix A by K is called scalar multiple of A. Scalar multiple of A by K and is denoted by Ka or Ak. Symbolically, we can define this like this way. If A is equal to Aij m by n, if A is equal to Aij m by n, then Ka is equal to Ak is equal to Kaij m by n, means multiply every element of A ij by K. Okay. You will get the multiplication of matrix by a scalar. For example, K is 2, A is 3, 2, minus 1, 4, minus 3, 1, and this matrix of order 2 by 3. Then 2A means multiply every element by 2, okay, we get this matrix. Then what are the properties of multiplication of a matrix by a scalar? So, let us see what are the properties of a matrix, multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. So, these are few properties. First property is If A and B are two matrices each of type m by n, then K A plus B is equal to K A plus K B. Remember, that is the scalar multiplication of matrices distributes over the addition of matrices. Now second, if P and Q are two scalars, P and Q are two scalars and A is any m by n matrix, then P plus Q A is equal to P A plus Q A. Similarly, third property is if P and Q are two scalars and A be any m by n matrix, then P Q A is equal to P Q A. Fourth property, if A be any m by n matrix and K be any scalar, then minus K A is equal to minus within the bracket K A, which is equal to K within the bracket minus A. And if A be any m by n matrix, then 1 A is equal to A and minus 1 A is equal to minus A. If A and B are two m by n matrices, then minus A plus B is equal to minus A minus B. So all these are properties of multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. Okay. Then very important definition, multiplication of two matrices. Okay. Multiplication of two matrices. So let A is equal to Aij m by n and B is equal to Bjk n by P. This n is equal to this n. Okay. Be two matrices such that the number of columns in A means n is equal to the number of rows in B n. So we have given two matrices A and B where number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B. Then multiplication is possible. Okay. And that multiplication can be written like this way. Then m by P, then m by P matrix C, which is equal to C I K, C this I and this K, C I K order m by P such that C I K is equal to summation A I J B J K, J varies from 1 to n, means A I 1 B 1 K plus A I 2 B 2 K plus and so on A 1 I n B n K is called the product of the matrices A and B in that order, and we write C is equal to A into B. So this one is the definition of multiplication of two matrices. So we have given two matrices A and B, okay, and where number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B, then a matrix of order m by P, C is equal to C I K m by P such that C I K is equal to this sum is called the product of the matrices A and B in that order, and we write C is equal to AB. Okay. So if the product AB exists, then it is not necessary that the product BA will also exist. Okay. Very important remark. If the product AB exists, then it is not necessary that the product BA will also exist. Okay. Now, one definition, conformable for multiplication. Conformable for multiplication. The product AB of two matrices A and B exists if and only if the number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B. So if number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B, then two such matrices are said to be conformable for multiplication. Conformable for multiplication. Okay. So if two matrices are conformable for multiplication, then we can find the product of two matrices in that particular order. Okay. Now properties of matrix multiplication. First property is matrix multiplication is associative if conformability is assured. If conformability is assured, then matrix multiplication is associative. That is, ABC is equal to ABC, where ABC are m by n, n by p and p by q matrices respectively. So this P this P equal. So, this N and this N equal. Okay. So, M by N, N by P. So, this means A B product possible. So, A B product possible because these two matrices are conformable for multiplication. Similarly, these two matrices are also conformable for multiplication. Okay. Here P is equal to this P, right. Now, second property is multiplication of matrices is distributed with respect to addition of matrices. This means that A is equal A, B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. So, multiplication of a matrices is distributed with respect to addition of matrices, where A, B, C are M by N, N by P, N by P, same order. Reason is B and C, same order. So, sum B, C possible, same size, okay, B plus C possible, okay, matrices respectively. So, here we have few important remarks on these properties. If multiplication, the multiplication of matrices is not always commutative, not always commutative. Now, whenever AB exists, it is not always necessary that BA should also exist. Very important remark. Whenever AB exists, it is not always necessary that BA should also exist. For example, if A be a 5 by 4 matrix, while B is 4 by 3 matrix, then AB exists. Why AB exists? Reason is this 4 is equal to this 4, while BA does not exist. Reason is this 3 is not equal to this 5. So, in this case AB exists while BA does not exist. Now, second, whenever AB and BA both exist, suppose AB and BA both exist, it is always not necessary that they should be matrices of the same type. They should be matrices of the same type. For example, if A be 5 by 4 matrix, B is 4 by 5 matrix, then AB exists and it is of 5 by 5 matrix. In this case, BA also exists, but it will be 4 by 4 matrices. Okay. So, whenever AB and BA both exist, it is always not necessary that they should be matrices of the same type, right. So, since the matrices A and B are not of the same size, therefore, we should have AB is not equal to BA, clear. Now, whenever AB and BA both exist and are matrices of the same type, it is not necessary that AB is equal to BA. For example, if A is 1 0 0 minus 1, B is 0 1 1 0, then AB is 0 1 minus 1 0 and BA is 0 minus 1 1 0. Same size, clear, but AB is not equal to BA. Okay. So, these are few important remarks which are very, very important. Okay. One more remark, it is however does not imply that AB never equal to BA. Okay. This statement does not mean, okay, does not imply that AB is never equal to BA. For example, if A is 1 2 1 3 4 2 1 3 2, B is 10 minus 4 minus 1 minus 11 5 0 9 minus 1 minus 5 1, then AB is equal to BA. Okay. Now, few more definitions of special type of matrices. Okay. So, first one is, what is upper triangular matrix? A square matrix A is equal to a square matrix. Okay. This point is important. A square matrix A is equal to Aij is called an upper triangular matrix if Aij is equal to 0 whenever I is greater than j. When I is greater than j. Thus, in an upper triangular matrix, all the elements below the principal diagonal are 0, like this. All the elements below the principal diagonal are 0. This 0, this 0, this 0, this 0, this 0. Clear? So, this is an upper triangular matrix, all the elements below the principal diagonal are 0. So, this one is the upper triangular matrix of the type M by N. Similarly, this all elements 0, all elements 0. Okay. These are triangular matrix. okay, upper triangular matrix. The next definition, what is lower triangular matrix? So, a square matrix A is equal to Aij is called a lower triangular matrix if Aij is equal to 0 whenever I is less than j. This means in a lower triangular matrix all the elements above principal diagonal are 0, like this. All the elements above the principal diagonal are 0, okay, this are 0. You can see all the elements above the principal diagonal are 0. So, this one is a lower triangular matrix 3, 4, 0, 5, minus 1, 2, 7, 0, 1, 2. This is called lower triangular matrix. Then one more definition, what is strictly triangular matrix? What is strictly triangular matrix? A triangular matrix may be upper triangular, may be lower triangular, okay. So, a triangular matrix Aij n by n is called strictly triangular if Ai I is equal to 0 for I is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on up to n, okay. So, Aii in addition to upper and lower triangular, okay, in addition to upper triangular matrix and lower triangular matrix, if the elements lying in the principal diagonal means Aii are also 0, then that matrix, that triangular matrix is known as strictly triangular matrix. Then one more definition, what is diagonal matrix? What is diagonal matrix? So, a square matrix A is equal to Aij, a square matrix A is equal to Aij m n by n whose elements above and below the principal diagonal are all 0. That is Aij is equal to 0 for all I is not equal to j. Aij is equal to 0 for all I is not equal to j is called diagonal elements, okay. This means a diagonal matrix is both upper and lower triangular, upper as well as lower triangular. An n-rowed diagonal matrix whose diagonal elements in order are d1, d2, d3 and so on dn will often be denoted by the symbol diagonal d1, d2, d3 and dn, okay. So, these are diagonal matrices. All the elements above the principal diagonal and below the principal diagonal are 0. So, this is diagonal element, diagonal matrix, okay. All the elements above the principal diagonal are 0. So, condition on this diagonal elements is Aij is equal to 0, Aij is equal to 0 for all I is not equal to j, okay. Now, what is scalar matrix? What is scalar matrix? A diagonal matrix, this means non-diagonal elements are 0, right. A diagonal matrix whose diagonal elements are all equal is called scalar matrix, are all equal is called scalar matrix, like this. This k, this k, this k are rowed scalar matrix each of whose diagonal elements is equal to k, and A is any n rowed square matrix, then As is equal to Sa is equal to Ka, okay. That is the pre-multiplication or post-multiplication of A by S has the same effect as multiplication of A by the scalar k, okay. This is perhaps the motivation behind the name scalar matrix, okay. So, we have given this S, multiply this S by A or A by S, you will get Ka, you will get Ka. So, this is perhaps the motivation behind the name scalar matrix. As a particular case, if we take A is equal to this matrix A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 and S is scalar matrix, then multiply As. As means this into this. This means K, multiply each element by K. When you multiply, you will get this result, and this is nothing but Ka. Similarly, Sa is equal to Ka. This means Sa is equal to As equal to Ka. So, if we place of S we take I3, okay, this one is the identity matrix. If all these elements are 1, 1, 1, then this one is the identity matrix. Then Ai3 is equal to A. So, Ai3 is equal to I3A is equal to A. Clear? So, this result is equal to This result imply AI3 is equal to I3A is equal to A. Then last definition, okay. What is trace of a matrix? What is trace of a matrix? Let A be a square matrix, okay, of order n, then the sum of the elements of A lying along the principal diagonal is called the trace of A. And we shall write the trace of A by trace A. This means if A is equal to Aij n by n, then trace A is equal to sum of the elements lying in the principal diagonal. This means A11, A22 plus A33 and so on Ann. This means summation I1 to n Aii. And we have 3-4 properties of trace of a matrix. Let A and B are two square matrices of order n and lambda be any scalar. Then trace lambda A is equal to lambda trace A. Trace A plus B is equal to trace A plus trace B. And trace AB is equal to trace BA. These are the properties of trace of a matrix, and all these properties you can prove with the help of this definition. Okay? And next time we will discuss few more definitions like transpose of a matrix and their properties, conjugate of a matrix and their properties, transposed conjugate of a matrix and their properties, then symmetric, skew symmetric matrices and their properties. Then we have two more complex matrices, Hermitian matrix, skew Hermitian matrix and their properties. Then orthogonal matrix and unitary matrix. So we will discuss the definitions and their properties in the next lecture. Thank you very much.